Welcome back, friends. As part of our DevOps learning series, today we are at day 11, where we are going to see about like how to use command line arguments as part of our Linux shell scripting. So, if any new subscribers have not watched our earlier videos, if you are watching the video first time, I would highly recommend you to watch our earlier videos, which will give you the fair idea like what we are actually doing here. Okay, so let's look into our script. ls ltr. One second, let me double check. Okay, so okay, we are having our script. Okay, ex4. So if you look at the script as part of our last session, we have written a Linux script and we have added like kind of nice display messages where it gives you the details about like what you are doing and at what time and whether it's an info or warning messages and everything, right? So now if you look at our script, like we have hard coded our user. So that's the one which you are going to do now, right? So without further ado, yeah, let's jump there, right? So what is command line argument? Okay, let's look at what is command line argument in Linux first. Okay, whenever in Linux, I might have explained it. Whatever the commands which you are executing, it's all like script behind the scene. Okay, it can be any program you execute on the Linux for the namesake, right? So for example, let's take grep. For example, grep, I am giving some options, right? Hyphen w or something. It's all again a command line argument. If you say like hyphen w, what is the operation it has to do? Okay, let's take Java program. For example, in case if you want to run Java program, so you give Java, some Java, right? Some sample Java. So what does it mean? You are saying you are passing some Java program as an input parameter to again to a script called Java. So Java is an again utility, right? So again it's a script. So that's what we are doing. So this is what we call it as command line argument. For example, if I just execute anything like Java, Java will say like okay. Basically, if I actually I don't have Java, I say if I have a Java, it should say like okay, it's an inappropriate usage of your executing the Java command. You should use like some other script name, something like that. Correct? So yes. So how do all these things been done in Linux? Okay, shell scripting. So for example, in Linux shell scripting, we can even pass like ex4. For example, if I want to run my script like ex4, like let's say Kumar as an example user, I want my script to do all the operations for the user Kumar. But what happening here? It's all picking up Oracle. Why? Because like we have hard coded it. So how do I parameterize it? So for this, Linux has been providing like wonderful features. Whereas like any command line arguments within a script can be treated as like this. Okay. So for example, so if I want to, okay, maybe let me open. Okay. So any command line arguments in Linux can be received through a sequence of numeric numbers. Okay, what are those numbers? So I can get like okay, I will do like okay echo, maybe I will add here. Okay, so for example, echo first argument. So if I want to read the first argument in Linux, it's nothing but $1. It's that easy, right? So for second argument, it's again $2. So you can access the variable passed in comments using a special variable called $1 and $2. So basically in the sequence it gets saved. If your script is taking two parameter, $1 is nothing but your first parameter, $2 is nothing but your second parameter. And there is one more parameter. So as I mentioned, in Linux everything is a script. So even even the script ex4, whatever you are executing, is again a parameter to some other script. Maybe it's a shell. Okay, for the bash shell, this is a parameter. So how this script is categorized? Script takes a position of 0. So for example, if I want to know what is a script which is getting executed, it's again 0. Oh shoot. Echo 0th argument, which is nothing but your script name. Because script name is an argument, for that script you are passing another arguments. Okay, for example, to be simple, if you want to display the script name for any of your logging purposes. For example, you say that okay, execution of this script has been started, so you can use $0. If you want to display the arguments, $1, $2 can be used subsequently. Okay, so okay, let me save it. Let's look at the output, right? Ex4. So I'm going to give the argument as okay, first argument first and second. So if you look at the zeroth argument is nothing but the script itself. The script itself which is getting executed, which is nothing but in our case ex4. What is the first argument I have passed is nothing but first. What is the second argument as passed? Second. So with this I'm going to develop or enhance my existing script. Okay, let's jump into that with this understanding basically. Okay, now for example, let me delete all these things which I have written for your basic understanding. Okay, so if I want to make my script very dynamic to get executed for all the users, just adding $1 is suffix, right? Okay, that's what I'm going to do now. So escape colon wq. Okay, now if you look at ex4 oracle. Okay, you see, right? Now I have removed the username in the script, but still it can able to recognize the username as oracle. So for example, let me change my username to Kumar. See, it says the script has started validating the user Kumar's availability, and it says Kumar does not exist. That's interesting, right? Okay, now let's see ex4. See, for example, like okay, accidentally some user just enters. Oh, here is the trick. See, now I said that my script is going to use dynamic variable, like it's going to read the value from command line, everything. But if the user does not give any argument, my entire script will get breakdown. Okay, you get an error. Let's understand what are those errors. So when I say ex4 nothing, my script treats that the username is empty, means that empty value. Okay, so that's where if you see it says user exist, because when it grep for that empty value, it just exists in any file, right? Empty is nothing but the space, so this space will exist anywhere. So that's why it says user exists and give like okay lot of error below while doing the user modification operation. So as a developer you need to ensure nothing get break if users are like trying to do anything, or maybe the first thing when you complete your script, your testing team will do all these things. If you don't have testing team, again it's going to be your own responsibility to ensure that nothing get break, right? So how do I handle that? Okay, so in Linux we are going to see one more important thing, which will be again your interview question, one of your interview question. So we all seen, right? See dollar question mark, what does it do? Dollar question mark gives the status of the last executed command, basically the exit code of the last executed command. Okay, now similar to that we have something called dollar hash. Okay, what is this dollar hash, Kumar? So basically what dollar hash infers is it gives you the total amount of arguments, command line arguments passed to your script. Let me just try to echo and see, right? So I have just given dollar hash. Let's see. Okay, ex4. Let me try to enter ex4. If you look at this first value, it says 0. I don't have any command line argument which is correct. Let me put ex4 oracle. Now, see, it says total argument passed is nothing but 1. It could able to recognize. You can pass any number of arguments to the script. Oracle, sample, Kumar. So in this case, I am passing 3 arguments. It says total argument passed is 3. As I given the, and see, it's not proceeding subsequently. Okay. See how Linux treat is the spaces between any character variable or any string is considered to be first argument. See, Oracle is first argument here, sample is second argument, Kumar is third argument. For example, let's assume okay, we have a weird username or wrong username created in Linux or somewhere which you want to lock. How do I ensure that this all these three together called a single username? Because Linux does not know if you give it spaces, so you have to enclose with double quotes. So now ex4 will treat all three as a single one. It's for taken as $0 parameter. So let's see what is $0 parameter. Now it says like validating user Oracle sample Kumar. So basically what I am trying to mean is, if you want to pass any space, basically any string with space, you need to enclose with double quotes. This is again important thing. If you are missing that, your script will behave very weird. Okay, so this is needs to be included as part of your testing while you are doing the coding process. Okay, let's move on to the next steps, right? VIEX4. So now Kumar, like we have $hash now. What should I do? Even before assigning or executing, it's your responsibility to ensure at least minimum of one parameter is passed to the script. So how do I do? Again, it's a conditional expression, a conditional statement. So I'm going to say if $hash, okay, I say hyphen equals 1, then do all this. Or I can write else here, but which doesn't sounds good, right? I want to write everything, indentation, everything will, goes away. So let me write it in a negative way. So I put $1 $hash should be always greater than 0. Okay, if $hash is greater than 0, echo, I say like, okay, let me copy this all the strings to follow the same formatting. Okay, received one user $name to lock, else. So you should also say, right? So by default, okay, maybe the end customer or end user who is going to execute the script does not aware of your script needs one parameter or two parameters. As you are writing the script, you know, but how do you ensure that they are aware of? Okay, so you need to write a usage. Okay, usage script name, which needs a mandatory argument of username. Okay, then let me exit, right? Fi. So sorry, I missed to. Okay, so now Fi. So after the usage, ideally my script should exit. It should not continue. Again, if it continues, again it's going to break my entire process. So I'm going to continue. Let's see how it works now. So I'm just executing without any parameter. It's perfectly fine. Total argument passed is 0, ex4. It's giving say error message. Okay, if you want to print any error messages or messages, it's all up to you. You can carry on. Okay, I don't want to deal much more about it because as we discussed too much about it. So ex4, let me give Oracle. It's successfully working fine. Okay, now there is a big question coming to us in our mind now, right, Kumar? Now we know that we did most of the things. So now again, my username is going to be very dynamic in nature. Like for example, someone run with Oracle, someone with run Kumar, someone can run with sample user, anything they can do. So now if you look at all the messages, right, whatever the log, because in last session I said like the importance of logging, right? So that's where we configured with date and time and everything. So now Kumar, you spoke about lot of informations about log, how it helps us in day-to-day life and everything, but till now all the logs are displayed only in the terminal. So if I do exit or if I close this terminal, all the information printed here will go away. So how do I make my logs are persistent? So means that whenever I want to review my log, I should review it. So means that I need to store all this log information somewhere automatically. So how do we do that, Kumar? So those are the details. We are going to review it in our upcoming session. Please stay tuned. If you like this session and if you feel that session is helpful to you to at least learn anything, please don't forget to subscribe or share and like. Okay, thanks friends.